Well, hello everybody, welcome back to part 2 of the LP record collection. I hope you can see this okay because the sun's coming directly through my office window here and shining onto the first of many. This is a box set entitled Big Band's Bonanza and features quite a few famous bands. We've got Count Basie and Gene Krupa and with his drums and orchestra, vocal by Irene Dace singing Skyliner, Charlie Barnett and his orchestra taking A Train. This one is actually on, this is the record here in the background here is actually Lionel Hampton and his orchestra, Let Me Off Uptown it's called. These are full works. This is on the CBS label and comes with a 3 record set. It says here presented is an unpredicted collection of historic big band performances, genuine collector's item, brought together first time, unique album assembly by CBS, special products. Here are 33 complete selections and every one of them an unforgettable classic from the golden era of the big band, so it's quite good. Anyway, yes, this again was given to me by Andrea, who's father sadly passed away, and she had these records left and asked whether I'd like to have some, so thanks very much. And they really are a splendid collection, and you can see it comes inside here, all 3 of them there, so that's that one. The next one is Marjorie Manette, and Marjorie is Viva la Difference. Marjorie Manette, she actually is actually on an organ, Hammond organ, and she's doing things in Paris here. I Love Paris, Viva la Rose, April in Paris, Under Paris Skies, The Poor People of Paris, Under the Bridges of Paris. Everything's got Paris in it practically. And the interesting thing is that she never actually went to France. She's never actually been there, and it actually says that on the line notes. But she likes playing Hammond organ to that effect, and it's a very nice album actually. I quite like it, a little bit worn in places, but it is actually one of my favourite ones amongst the collection here. So I'll have this so Joan Sutherland sings Noel Coward, and this album I've already got, but I'm comparing the two because the one I've got may be slightly worn, but I like this. Joan, of course, he passed away recently, and Joan Sutherland with guest appearance of Noel Coward. He actually speaks on the album here. In fact, the album cover I've got's got this picture as the main cover, not the back cover. Okay, Connie Francis. Yes, I've come to like Connie Francis. This is Connie Francis Sings the Big Band Hits, featuring Will You, Still Be Mine, and many others on there. A rather fetching cover. She's wearing a very sleeky little dress there. And there's a picture of her with the big band. It's quite a nice album, this. I think it's probably a repressing somehow. It's also available on cassette, it says up on the right hand corner, but a very nice listen to that. This is David Cassidy live. Now, I'm not sure if I've actually spoken about this one before, but David Cassidy live, I was a great fan of David Cassidy, the Partridge Family. This one's actually a live concert. It actually says down here, this is the World Tour 1974. It said here, original recording is worth something like £40. I don't think £40, I'd be paying £40 for this album, but nevertheless. And you can see all the fans there. So yeah, so a bit slightly different from my normal collection. T-Rex. Again, an interesting set here. This is obviously one of those special compilation Pickwick ones. All his numbers in there. Rider White Swan, Mustang Ford, Jewel, Summertime Blues, Hot Rod Mama, and many others on there, and that I remember from the 70s. Excitement, this album's called, Stereo to Stereo, Ron Goodwin and his orchestra, magnificent movie themes, and a lovely picture of the chariots there. From many of the famous ones here, we've got the theme music from the film 2001, The Space Odyssey, theme from The Woman in Love, Thunder in the Night, Lara's theme from Dr. Zhivago, and many others. So really nice, actually. Ron Goodwin there. This one is Walt Disney's Original Collection, Volume 2, and again, quite popular tunes on here. Bambi, Mary Poppins, Sleeping Beauty. Quite like that one. Hot Shots. David Hamilton with his scrape over there. 20 original hits, original artists. I have played this once actually, it's quite nice in the background sometimes. Let the Music Play, Barry White. I Can Help, Billy Swan. Can I? Loving You, Minnie Riperton. I always remember that one. She had very nice sort of bits in her hair. And in fact, Minnie Riperton died, I think, of breast cancer, very sadly. I remember reading about her somewhere. Magic by Pilot, and many, many others. So it's a bit of a compilation of the 70s hits there. And here we go, 20 original on the Pickwick. Barry White. Barry White, Love Unlimited, Love. There we are. The Love Unlimited Orchestra. Quite a nice album, this one. The Best of Our Love, this one's called. And here we go, many others. On a Pink album there. I think Barry White actually passed away recently too. Right, back to what we normally have. The collection of Scott Joplin's rags here. I haven't played this one yet. Played by the Mimi Daniel and Russell Quartet or something, quite like that. It's on the Windmill album. So that's one I've got to sample later. This one I have played, Sid Lawrence and his orchestra, live in concert. That's quite nice, featuring Jeff Hooper and Eleanor Keegan. And quite a few different ones on here. Evening Serenade, Strike Up the Band, and many others, so it's quite nice. Came out in 1985. Charlie Parker, Bird is Free. That's quite nice. Charlie Parker, if you like Charlie Parker. I do, some of his stuff. I've got this one has got Charlie Parker, Bird is Free, by special permission of the estate of Charlie C. Parker Jr. So side one is Rocker and Sly Mongoose, and many, many others. This time, The Dreams on Me. So quite a nice album, that one. Frank Sinatra, Greatest Hits Volume 2. And again, some nice ones there. Shadow of Your Smile, Yesterday, Blue Lace, For Once in My Life, Born Free, My Way, and many others on there. Mrs. Robinson. So quite a nice album, this one. And in fact, it turns out I've already got one of these. I already got this same album without a cover, which I've now put this white cover on it. So I was going to compare the two, see which one was the best. So this one is Never on a Sunday, and many others. The Great Film Themes number 2, A Man and a Woman, More, and many others on there. The New Hollywood Orchestra. I quite like the cover on here. Alfie. And Strangers in the Night, James Bond theme there. 1960s album, this one. So volume 2 on 1967. Now this one I do like, Relax with Nelson Riddle. Now I think Nelson Riddle's orchestration is absolutely wonderful. I've got several of his records singing along with Ella Fitzgerald and Frank Sinatra. And this is Nelson sitting looking very thoughtfully out to sea there. I just thought I loved his fetching red shoes there, and in fact, you could almost his dress could almost be in this era really, with the way he's wearing that jumper with the t-shirt underneath, and I've got the music score there, and it's quite nice. And on the back of this, we've got what numbers we've got here. It's on the World Record label. Love Letters, As You Desire Me, All or Nothing at All, I Was Lucky, Body and Soul, Touch of Your Lips, Please Be Kind, You're Mine, You, Heaven Can Wait, Symphony, and The Tender Touch. So great numbers, just purely orchestral music, but it's very, very nice. Glenn Campbell, By the Time You Get to Phoenix, very nice album. Quite like Glenn Campbell. Anyway, of course the first number is By the Time You Get to Phoenix. If This Is Love, Got You in Have Tenderness, 12-string special, Fate of Man and Freeborn Man. Very others on there, very nice album that one. Right, Oscar Peterson plays Jerome Kern. Smoke Gets in Your Eyes, The Way You Look Tonight, and many others. And really nice on the Music for Pleasure album, very, very nice. And a picture of Oscar on the back with his piano there, so with a little bit of history of how he went to America in the 1940s, and since has led a group with remarkable few changes in personnel. In fact, Ray Brown has played bass and Patterson since 1950. Well, this is a repressing. I think this came probably out in the 70s, but it's a very nice album. So, Ray Conniff and his orchestra and chorus. I thought the dresses on this were actually fantastic. This looks like a velvet dress the lady on the front's wearing there, on the CBS label, and it's actually a double album. There we go. And inside you've got all the Aaron Matheson albums of Ray Conniff. So got Swonderful and Marvellous, the two on the 4 set here. So you've got 4 sides of some of his music, very nice. And Herb Alpert, Greatest Hits. Now, the one I think I like this is the wonderful picture of Herb in the middle. I can see that not, but isn't that a fantastic picture? So he's actually put best wishes from Herb Alpert in the bottom there. So there we go, get in shot. This is a single album, but gatefold, and on the back you've got all the other albums that you could collect if you wanted to. Lonely Bull, Spanish Flea, So What's New, If I Were a Rich Man, Up Cherry Street, Margarine, Wade in the Weather, and Taste of Honey, Tijuana Taxi, Hello Dolly, and many others on there on the AM album cover. So it's really good. There we go. Anyway, just thought I'd finish off part 2, show you what we've got, and speak to you all very soon.